Hey, Psych lovers. Today I want to talk about something we usually hear about in a pretty negative light. Cynicism. You've probably heard people say things like, "Don't be so cynical," or "Cynicism is unhealthy." And sure, we've all been told that seeing the world through a lens of distrust or skepticism can lead to negativity. But here's an interesting twist. What if not being cynical enough is actually the bigger problem? What if a little bit of skepticism could be a good thing? Sounds interesting? Then get ready, because that's what we're going to unpack today. First, let's deal with the elephant in the room. That is, the bad reputation of cynicism. Now first, let's be clear. Extreme cynicism can definitely be harmful. If you're walking through life constantly expecting the worst in people or doubting every positive thing that comes your way, it's bound to make you feel pretty down and disconnected. But here's the thing. Not all cynicism is created equal. We tend to think of it as this blanket negative trait, but in reality, a healthy dose of cynicism might just be the thing that helps us avoid being taken advantage of, making bad decisions, or falling for things that seem too good to be true. So where do we draw the line between helpful skepticism and harmful negativity? 1. When trust is overextended. Let's think about a time you may have trusted someone completely, only to find out later that they didn't have your best interests at heart. Maybe it was a friend who turned out to be unreliable, or you believed in a job opportunity that turned out to be a scam. We all want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes that's exactly where a lack of cynicism comes back to bite us. Here's a real-world example. Imagine you're watching an infomercial promising you a magic pill that'll help you lose 20 pounds in a week. Now, without a little bit of cynicism, you might be tempted to believe it, buy it, and then feel frustrated when it doesn't work. But if you approach it with a skeptical mindset, just a touch of cynicism, you'd probably think, "Wait, that sounds too good to be true," and save yourself from disappointment. In moments like these, cynicism is less about distrusting people for no reason and more about protecting yourself from naivety. It's about asking, is this realistic? Is this person or situation as genuine as they seem? 2. Cynicism as a shield. We live in a world where people are constantly selling us something, whether it's a product, an idea, or even a version of themselves that isn't fully authentic. And in those moments, a lack of cynicism leaves us vulnerable. Being overly trusting, while it sounds noble, can lead us to bad investments, whether it's with our money, our time, or our emotions. But when we bring a healthy dose of skepticism to the table, we're a lot less likely to get fooled. Cynicism, when applied thoughtfully, can be a shield against manipulation and false promises. It helps us see the world with clear eyes, taking in both the good and the bad and making more informed decisions. 3. Cynicism as a counter to hyperpositivity. Of course, like everything in life, the key is balance. Too much cynicism, and you're cutting yourself off from trusting people, experiencing real connections, or being open to positive change. But too little cynicism, you might end up repeating mistakes, trusting blindly, and putting yourself in risky situations. It's a tricky line to walk, but here's how you can think about it. Cynicism shouldn't be your default setting, but rather it should be a tool you pull out when you need it. It's like salt in a recipe. Use too much and you ruin the dish, but use just the right amount and it brings out the flavor. 4. Cynicism as a path to wisdom. In fact, if you think about it, some of the wisest people you know probably aren't blindly optimistic. They've likely been through things, learned from those experiences, and developed a sense of when to be skeptical. That doesn't make them negative or jaded. It makes them discerning, and that's really what we're talking about here. Learning to discern what's real and what's not, when to trust fully and when to question. So next time someone tells you to stop being so cynical, remember, it's okay to have moments where you doubt, where you ask tough questions, where you hold back your trust until you're sure. It's not about shutting people out, but about making sure your trust, your energy, and your hope are given to the right things and the right people. Thanks for tuning in, and congratulations on adopting a new perspective on cynicism, one that recognizes it as something we all might need just a little bit more of from time to time. And that wraps it up for today. Sage Sir Brew signing out.